So this morning I felt an inspiration, the spirit within us, about meditation. You know, we want meditation, not medication, right? Meditation, not medication. Hugs, not drugs. Medication, no. Meditation, yes. So meditation sometimes confuses us. We hear about it, and nowadays it's getting so prevalent, sometimes we feel guilty. Oh, all my friends meditate. I'm just a schlub. I don't do any of it. I just do my thing and eat my sausage in the morning and off I go. So we feel this guilt about that we're not doing a spiritual practice. So it's not about that. We're all different, by the way. Some of us need to like to meditate, and meditate is a communion. It is a prayer. So all that it's a connection, whatever it is that connects you, because what it is the life force. Meditation is food for your nervous system. Meditation is like food for your nervous system, for your spinal column, your brain, and all your nerves that irrigate it. Look at the spinal column this way. By the way, it is the tree of life. The tree of life is your spinal column. The roots is at your root chakra, and it goes into your sciatic nerve and deep into the earth. And if you're not connected to the earth energy, so the red root chakra or the orange sex chakra or the yellow belly, right, the solar plexus, then you often have sciatica, restless leg, or you're not grounded into the earth. So these roots of the tree of life go into the earth. We are the tree of life, and then the branches come off of every vertebrae, all your vertebrae, however many there are. I'm not a chiropractor, I don't remember right now, are like irrigation channels. Your spinal column, you know that if a nerve gets cut, that muscle, that part of your body atrophies. I remember a guy at the gym who's had an accident and one of his nerves got cut, and that muscle just could never really get enough juice. It got blood flow, but it didn't get the nerve energy, the life force, the prana, the chi, to let it revitalize. So your spinal column is like the tree of life, the roots at the bottom, and then coming up the spinal column, every single nerve that goes out through the perfectly shaped vertebrae. If you ever look at a vertebrae by itself, that's a miracle of design. It looks like some kind of little flying magic airplane. It's just amazing, with holes in the perfect place where the nerves can come out. Well, those nerves are the irrigation channels for the life force, the living waters for the whole body. Just like when you irrigate, you open a sluice gate, it goes down the main channel, and then you open the side channels, and that feeds the fields. Well, the field of the Lord's play is you. You are the play of God, the Leela. Your body literally is that. You are the universe as well, your cosmic body. And so the life force, Kundalini, Holy Ghost, Ruach, Chi, the breath of life, is what innervates, meaning it gives energy to the nerves in your spinal column. So meditation, communion, prayer, connection, however you do it. There can be active meditation, dynamic meditations, moving your body, dancing. Sufi swirling dancers are doing a type of meditation. There can be quiet meditation, breath meditation, Buddhist vipassana meditation, watching the breath. The breath is intimately connected with the life force, and I'm going to go into that a little bit more in a minute. So there's many meditation techniques, mantra techniques. Transcendental meditation, for instance, is a mantra technique where you learn a certain mantra that you repeat. And in this repeating of something, I am that I am, Soham, whatever the mantra is, or Om Namah Shivaya, Om Mani Padme Hum, you know, these are ancient morphic field mantras and very, very powerful, the Gayatri mantra. So some of us are drawn to those Eastern techniques in Buddhism and yogic techniques. Beautiful. But if you're not, there's simple ways of doing this. So meditation is food for your nervous system, for the tree of life. You are actually consciously reconnecting to the life force in your awake state, in the consciously awake state, which tends to be the most nerve-wracking state. It's where we punish our nerves with stress. Our solar plexus is uptight. We get headaches and back of the neck aches and shoulder aches. This point up in your shoulder here, right? Where your wings are supposed to be, literally. We often get a stab or a knot in that. So during the waking hours is when we most punish our nervous system. Therefore, rest is when we relax and rest, and the nerves can, the nerves literally have restful time during sleep. And we're even polluting our sleep in our modern society, that many people can't even reach the restful state during sleep, and then they take all kinds of medications. Not good, because then you're not even allowing the body normal, restful sleep. Poor Michael Jackson reached a place where he couldn't get restful sleep, being the collective lightning rod that he was, for all this adulation, this energy coming at him, hate and love, right? People hated him, people loved him. He couldn't get rest, so he had started taking heavy drugs that eventually killed him, to just try to get rest. You know, he was sedating himself with drugs that are normally only used to put you into put you under for surgery. I mean, that's heavy drug. So the natural drug is communion, is meditation, that releases the endorphins, releases the parasympathetic nervous system, relaxers. It's a vasodilator, automatic vasodilator, relaxer of your capillaries, your veins, your arteries, relaxes your whole system, lowers your blood pressure. That's why during meditation these are the effects. You'll watch a lowered heart rate, a lowered blood pressure almost instantly. And this was shown to me when I was just 19 in college. I was an athlete, swimmer, wrestler, weightlifter, taekwondo, full on, but swimming is supposed to be one of the best cardiovascular exercises on the planet. And I had high blood pressure. So I realized there's something going on stress-wise, freshman year in college, that has nothing to do with exercise. And then I came across yoga, and one night I found a book that showed me the asanas, the asana positions, and my body remembered how to do them. I did them that first night, and I could feel these incredible effects, direct proofs of completely relaxing my nervous system through this yoga meditation. And I went back to the nurse, and literally within 3-4 days my blood pressure was way down, just from remembering from other lifetimes how to do this yogic system. So the key is to become back into communion, to talk to the source, that you and the source start talking again. I and my Father are one. That is what meditation is. Dhyana is meditating, spending time in communion. Prayer will do that, and in the meditation, you don't get worried about specific techniques. Now, specific techniques, I'm going to talk about that in detail if you're, as well, in the longer video at courseofawakening.com. But I'm going to give you some of it here today as well. So meditation basically, and this is some background of it to help demystify it, right? But basically, your lung and your heart, the cardio, heart, pulmonary, lungs, cardiopulmonary system in you, the heart and lungs, is where the life force is infused also into your body. It's where oxygenation of your blood occurs, where oxygen gets picked up by the blood in your lungs and then sent to the rest of your body. So the heart is obviously a central player, right? That's why every teacher will get you to go to your heart. Jesus is working with the heart. He is the Christos, the heart, the center. So with meditation, many different techniques to do this, all right? But basically, so that the state, there's a video of Yogananda, by the way, on YouTube of him going into a conscious sleep state. So I wanted to finish. The sleep state is the automatic rejuvenation. This is why the doctors will say, do this and get plenty of rest. Because rest, and especially cardiopulmonary rest, relaxing, not stressing around your heart. That's why we create heart disease, all this heart stress, right? And high blood pressure is the stress, right? So this relaxing of your cardiopulmonary system occurs during good sleep, a good rest. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you really feel sort of soft and languid and liquid and tingly and good, you've got a good night's sleep. Meditation allows for this state in the conscious awake state, which is where we need to bring it to, you know. Sleep is a temporary emergency measure of shutting off our conscious world and going into the 4D and 5D, the other dimensions. And that's what dreams are. Those are just as real as this place. Some of them. Some are manufactured simply by your subconscious. And so that's the way we have to go into the other worlds. Well, through meditation you can start to consciously go into those other worlds and be in both worlds, be in the world but not of it. Do Buddha's halfway open eyes. He is in the inner worlds and he is present in the outer worlds. He is in both worlds. He doesn't have to shut one off. He's no longer Jekyll and Hyde. So meditation is food for your nervous system, literally. Just like you eat every day, you will find time to eat every day. You'll be motivated enough to find time and space during your day that you will be eating food at some point, most of us. Well, really, there's a need or a want for spiritual food, energetic food, life force food that is even stronger, really. And so that's why we need to sleep. When you're sleeping, you are feeding yourself life force. The more you meditate, the more you can bring this life force into this world. And also you'll find you'll need less food, less physical food. That's cool. If you meditate and have true communion, Yeshua Jesus says, I have food you know not of. I have food you know not of. Not physical bread and fish, but he's feeding from the manna inside. That's what meditation does. It's literally the life force in your spinal column, in your legs, in all your nerves. It is at the center. It comes in and infills and nervates you. It is what beats your heart. It is what energizes your whole system, right? So that level of communion, connection, is the ultimate feeding, the manna from heaven. Now it enters in the back. It enters your whole system, in your root chakra from the crown. It is enterable. It is accessible in every chakra. Actually, your whole system, your skin, is an amazing receiver. You can literally feel and receive all kinds of information through your skin, obviously through your hands. You know, they're so sensitive, ticklish, your feet, your hands, but also your whole skin. Now, let's talk about some specific, I'll give some hints at some meditation techniques here. Now, some of you, if you're drawn to fancy techniques or specific techniques, there are ways that these meditation techniques will actually stop your heart and breath. When you move into the communion state, when you're actually being fed directly, you're supping at the table, you're breaking bread with God, you're receiving the manna directly from inside, the Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost, Kundalini, life force, Chi. I use the different words so we realize it's the same thing we're talking about. Your heart and lungs will actually stop at a certain point. This is when yogis reach that place of breathlessness. And they can be buried in extreme examples to wake us up that this is possible. There's many, many examples documented of yogis being buried for days. 40 days buried alive. How? Because they go into the timeless state. Now, I'm not talking about us doing the extremes like this, but as an example to show, it slows down the breathing to the point of it actually will stop. When you enter timelessness, it's called feeble breathing also. But you'll notice with meditation, you'll take a lot less breaths. One thing I noticed 25 years ago when it started for me was, wow, I'm only breathing 3 or 4 times a minute when I go into that state when I'm breathing with my diaphragm and I'm very relaxed, versus the normal 10 or 12 or whatever it is for humans, you know. And the more you breathe, the shorter your life. Birds have short lives. They breathe very, very, very fast. But parrots, their heartbeat and their breath is much, much slower. Parrots live for 100 years. Turtles live for a very long time. Their respiration, breathing rate is much slower. The faster your respiration rate, you watch your dog panting, they're using it up. Their life force, they will have a shorter life. They breathe about 7 times faster than humans. So therefore they live 1/7 as long. So these are some interesting background on meditation. So meditation, communion is important. Obviously, it's where you feed your soul yourself. Now, one good thing to do before a meditation is simply to take 3 big breaths. I call it the one full divine breath, and you can look at that separately. But basically all you need to do is breathe in through your nose, full breath, pause for just a second naturally, and then let it out through your mouth. Very slowly. And even just that will calm your heart rate. Take at least one of those, if not 3 of those deep breaths before you go into meditation. That puts you in a very different state. Puts you into that calmer state. That more life force filled state. Yeah? And one simple technique, you simply raise your attention, if you close your eyes, raise your attention to your third eye. Gently raise your gaze. Raise your gaze. No pushing, no rolling your head, eyes back in your head. If it hurts, it's not part of God, it's not part of enjoyable meditation. You just close your eyes and raise your gaze to your third eye. And you simply notice your breath while keeping your attention on your third eye. And you can repeat something inside. Give the mind something to chew on. The dog needs a bone to chew on to keep him, out of your hair. So to give the mind, the restless monkey mind, something to do, something very simple you can do, is to say, God is with me. I am source. Pick a statement that's a divinity statement, that is a connection. I and my Father are one statement. Soham, I am so. And in Shiva's teaching, the ancient yoga teachings, it's Soham or Hamsa. And all of them speak about it, Yogananda, Muktananda, the ancient teachings. That simply means, I am that. And that's a connection to the source of all. They don't even name God. But for us English-speaking people, you can pick a statement that feels good, like, I am a part of God. As you do the breathing, watch your breathing, God is with me. God is here with me. As you've got your attention on your third eye, which is, by the way, the gateway into 4D and 5D. You'll start seeing colors and lights and so forth. This is the psychic opening of the third eye. But you want to keep it grounded in your body too. So the simple technique, take the 2-3 big breaths before you start. Gently let your eyes close. They can even be a little bit open so you're in both worlds like Buddha. Raise your gaze gently to right here. Notice your breath, and then with each in and out breath have a statement. God is here with me. You can say that quietly, you don't say it out loud. I am a piece of God. I am source. Make up your own divinity statement. I am he. I am she. God is me. God is with me. Whatever level feels comfortable for you. A divinity statement with each in and out breath. That becomes the mantra. Better than some ancient Sanskrit mantra, unless that's what you're drawn to. For us English-speaking, sort of living in the everyday world people. So again, full breath. Slowly raise your gaze. Watch your breath. God is with me. You say that quietly inside yourself with each breath. I love God. God is here with me. I am Source. I am all that is. Pick a statement that feels good to you. It has to ring true for you. All right. Now, that's a very simple, very powerful, that's all you ever need technique for perfect meditation. All right. Now, I'm going to go into some details in the full video here on how to do deeper meditations as well. The inner body awakening, very powerful. The alchemy energy process is another technique that is. These were two techniques that Spirit showed me. I asked, what's practical tools for people that really can get them to be in the world, powerfully working, functioning with their energies? Meditation is the connection. The alchemy energy process is working with the energy in your body, in your life, changing things into what you want, becoming a magician, true wizard, sorcerer in the sense of source, working with the source, right? That's what the alchemy energy process is. Very powerful. And if you're interested in the books, Listening to the Sun and Awakening Souls, you can get them on Amazon or through any of my websites. Thanks so much. Meditation is food for my nervous system.